there's the SH Monster Arts Godzilla -1.
Are you more of a Power Ranger or Sentai guy?
Man, I'm really back and forth on it.
My neighbor had a bunch of the first Monster High dolls, and I fell in love with them.
How's it going, guys? This is Chance here at Second Chance Toys, and we have some special guests today. Hey guys, how's it going?
What's up, man?
Good,
Nice to see you.
Nice
Hailey.
to see you too.
Jay. So this is Hailey Rose, or That Girl With A Hearse, and this is Jay, and they came in the store today to shoot some awesome content for you guys.
I collect Monster High. So when I was a kid, I didn't have any, but my neighbor had a bunch of the first wave of the Monster High dolls, and I fell in love with them, which makes sense. And when I got to be an adult and I had adult money, I was like, I'm gonna collect all of them.
What's your favorite one?
Probably Operetta, because she's the daughter of the Phantom of the Opera, and I'm a theater kid. So my favorite thing about Monster High is that most of the characters, or all of the characters, are based off of existing monsters and or mythology, and it's just developed to be like the son of, the daughter of. And so they're all just like really interestingly designed, and all of their accessories have so much detail in them. And one thing that I love about shopping at Second Chance is that they have so many of the accessories and the furniture pieces and things like that. So it's really cool, especially with all of the books, because that's where all of the information about the characters is. So, which brings me to their classic horror section, which is probably my second favorite area of the shop. And it's just everything you could imagine. My favorite shelf is the Frankenstein shelf. It's my favorite franchise in the horror genre. So everything from like Mary Shelley to the most current iteration, and all of that you can see here. And of course there's cool stuff like physical media, so all of these awesome VHSs, and even things that have to do more with music, like the Misfits. And of course, who could forget Jurassic Park? I am a huge Jurassic Park nerd, and they have so many cool things here, and I want to take home all of them. So please come look at them, because I can't take them all home, and I worry that they're lonely.
You know, the last 10 minutes of Jurassic Park 2 is a better kaiju movie than all of Godzilla '98. I was a big collector as a kid and had kind of gotten out of it through like high school and college, and then when we got our own place, I had room to start collecting again.
Jay introduced me to kaiju movies, so he is going to help me talk about them.
Hi y'all, like Hailey just said, I'm Jay, I'm the fiance. I don't have a cool hearse or any crazy internet presence, but I do love essentially everything in these cases. I have been a Kaiju, Godzilla, giant monster fan since I was a little kid. And there's a lot of cool things in the shelf that stands out to me. A line that I've been really into lately when I can afford them is SH Monster Arts, which is like the super high level collector Bandai grade. And right now there's the SH Monster Arts Godzilla -1, which is probably my favorite kaiju movie in recent years. Also things that I really like, there's a couple Gamera figures in the back here. For those not as much in the know about giant monsters, Gamera is a kaiju turtle monster created by a competing studio called Daiei, who is the friend to all children. But if you like flying turtles who breathe fire, the 90s Gamera trilogy is some of the best tokusatsu you can ever watch for my money.
And one of my favorite things about giant monster movies is that it's mostly practical effects.
Yeah, that's one of the big hallmarks about like all tokusatsu media. Godzilla, Ultraman, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and or Power Rangers as we know it in the West. I know Liam's talked about them before, but Power Rangers is probably the biggest example you can think of when it comes to tokusatsu. For those who don't know, or if this is somehow the first video y'all are watching, there was a show in Japan called Super Sentai that Haim Saban brought all the fight footage from, filmed new scenes with American actors around it, and created what is now known as Power Rangers.
All right, so I got a question for you. So
Okay.
Obviously people know me here as the Power Ranger guy. Although I do love Sentai, I'm more of a Power Ranger fan just because of what I grew up on. So for you, are you more of a Power Ranger or Sentai guy?
Man, I'm really back and forth on it. I grew up, like you, I grew up on Power Rangers. My era was really like Time Force through SPD. It was all I cared about. I've been back on a Power Rangers kick because of, I've been reading the comics where we get guys like the Ninja Turtle Rangers. But I sort of became aware of Sentai around when Go-Onger was airing, but I didn't really dive full into Sentai until I started watching Go-Kaiger.
I love Gokai Green. He's so sassy.
Which leads me to, I see y'all have in-box Korean, right, of Gokaiyo, their main mecha or Megazord, depending on what you want to call it.
So what's interesting about this, which I believe I pointed out before, is that for whatever reason, the Korean boxed version is more expensive. It's the exact same toy that Bandai Japan got, just however, it just has Korean writing and it was, mass produced for, their market. Which is really interesting, and I've noticed before with Gal Ranger and other, different Sentais, the Korean stuff is more expensive just because of the box. It's super interesting, but it was a lot better than still what we got in America. So
yeah. So a great segue from Power Rangers over to another love of mine, Transformers, is what the Transformer fandom calls combiners, and that's a team of 5 or 6 smaller robots that turn into one big robot that could hold their own against Godzilla or Megazord or whoever you want to square them up against. In Transformers, the combiners really started with Devastator, who is the combined form of all the Constructicons, team of different construction robots that turn into Decepticons Ace in the Hole. As the toy line went on, they started giving us more and more combiners, and a lot of them looked like what the fandom calls Scramble City combiners. And so what that is a lot like a Megazord. You have one big robot in the middle, and then the team of other robots turn into the limbs, such as Piranacon up here, who is the combined form of one of my favorite teams of combiners, the Seacons. Maybe a hot take. I know they weren't the most popular. Maybe it's because I was a shark kid, but I thought it was cool of this team of like 6 sea monsters that combined into one big one. Something cool about Piranacon, unlike a lot of the other combiners, is he actually has a 5th smaller robot that will turn into his weapon and not just one of his arms. Other things about Transformers I really like, I don't know if you can tell from everything, but my favorite Transformer is Soundwave, and then that ties into his rival Blaster and all his cassettes, such as Haley's favorite cassette, our friend Rat-Bat over here. Looks small, but finding a Rat-Bat this complete and in this good condition is quite a feat for even the best Transformer collectors. I think one of the coolest things in the case that stands out to me is all the way down here. We have a unnamed and unofficial Transformer who was just called, I think, the Transforming Radio Robot here in the background. For those who don't know, we had Diaclone, which gave us a lot of the car robots, the Optimus Primes, the tracks, the smoke screens, and so on. But then there was also Microchange, which gave us all of the like household small things that turn into big robots, such as Megatron, Soundwave, all the cassettes. And what some people might not know is that's where we also get the first Bumblebee. The original toy that became Bumblebee was meant to turn into a toy car, not a real car. And so, like I said, my favorite Soundwave came out of that Microchange line. The toy that would become Blaster was also from there, and he was a working radio. And so when those toys blew up, everyone wanted to get on the action, which is where you get guys like this back here, who is an unofficial Transformer, but he's also a working AM radio, and all it would take is a side-by-side to see that he's trying to cash in on Soundwave and Blaster fans.
And of course, one of my favorite pieces of spooky film history is the Munsters Coach. Those of you who are unfamiliar, the Munsters Coach is a car within the Munsters TV show that was essentially, for lack of a better term, Frankenstein together from 2 different cars, one of them being a hearse. And I daily drive a hearse, so that's near and dear to my heart. Also, this is a store display, so.
Oh, my favorite thing that I've gotten from Second Chance is I got the, one of the mecha from Engine Sentai Go-Onger, one of the Super Sentai series. It's, let me get this right. It's the Engine Gun Bureau mecha. It's the Orca, the German Shepherd, and the alligator Zords and the mecha they all turn into.
Big thank you to Hailey Rose, or That Girl With A Hearse, and Jay for coming by.
And you can find us on Instagram at That Girl With A Hearse or on TikTok. If you search Hearse, I'll come up on pretty much any platform, but search me Hailey Rose there.
It was a wonderful time having them in the store, and we really enjoyed it. So we appreciate it.
Thanks for
and you guys are more than welcome to
Anytime.
come in anytime you'd like and film whatever you'd like.
If you like what you saw, guys, please support us. Please comment, like, subscribe on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. We've been told many times that it's almost like a museum where you can buy things. That's one of the most wonderful compliments that we've received. Please come out, relive a childhood, or create a new one here at Second Chance Toys.